Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Thank you all for coming. Shout out to Louis Anthony, my latest subscriber. Let's jump right into this video. So there's been a lot of updates going around on Twitter, especially the girls, KTP and Havid X, the girl from Denmark. Now, they've been updating us on changes that's been happening. This is Pulseramp. Now, Pulseramp is the bridge that is going to be used when Pulsechain finally launches. This is to get your assets from the Ethereum blockchain to Pulsechain and from Pulsechain back into the Ethereum ecosystem. We also had obviously the update from Richard Hart, right? And then the PulseX website recently changed. It had all of these sacrificed coins, and now the front end looks like this. We can maybe take a look at that. I'll open it. So to find that Pulse Bridge update, we can go over here, and the change that happened is this block number, the amount of blocks that has been mined has been reset to 0. Seems like they're updating all of the front ends for the V3 testnet. So this is good to see, right? I think if you click on that, you go to the block explorer. Okay, interesting. The PulseX update. So this is the front end, right? Okay, somewhere there you will get to the exchange. Either way, let's get into the chart, right? So dollar collapsing, right? By now this downtrend has officially been broken. This is the weekly chart, and we've already closed 2 weekly candles below the trend line, right? Still going lower. Let's see if we have divergences. So there are a little bit of divergences. So the MACD is going up, yet price is going lower. The RSI, no divergences there. Let's go on the shorter time frames. So we're testing these lows down here. A little bit of bullish divergences on the RSI. So it seems like a bounce is in order. Maybe we come back and retest the 102 level. Actually, it's down here. Yeah, 102 level before breaking down. Remember, when the dollar is weak, money flows to the risk assets, and crypto being the most riskiest one will move faster than anything else, pretty much. Let's quickly pull up the euro versus the USD. Quickly see what's happening down here. So a breakout here. So the euro getting stronger, although we do have bearish divergences on the OBV. Smaller ones on the MACD, the RSI divergences as well. It seems like we need to come back and maybe retest these breakout levels. Probably this one here. It's already found support on it. Maybe just consolidate for a little bit for these divergences. The OBV on balance volume is quite a powerful divergence. So the tether dominance, the amount of money that is held in crypto in fiat or on the sidelines pretty much, has made a perfect double top, although we haven't broken structure yet. As soon as we break below 5.63, it's going to show a lot of strength in Bitcoin and the altcoins as well. But this is a good sign. So no bullish divergences yet. A little bit of a bullish divergence here on the RSI and on the MACD. The OBV, no divergences there. See, the price is still higher, yet the indicators are much lower. Well, that doesn't tell us much. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, divergences on the MACD, the RSI. So it seems like a little bit more money needs to go on the sidelines out of Bitcoin and the altcoins. Let's quickly go to the Bitcoin dominance. Do I have the Bitcoin dominance up here? Let's just pull it up here. And remember, the Bitcoin dominance, the higher it goes, the more people flee out of their altcoin positions to go into Bitcoin, right? So we haven't met this target yet at 4.5. So there's a little bit more upside. Let's see if we have divergences. MACD not, or OBV not, RSI not. So no bearish divergences yet on the daily. Maybe on the shorter time frames we can see some divergences. So yeah, here there's a little bit of divergence. So a little bit more downside here. OBV looks fine. The RSI does have bearish divergence. So it seems like we need to have a little bit consolidation here. So this would mean that the altcoins will get a little bit of a bid. Maybe we should pull up the crypto bubbles and see what this is the daily. Yeah, so we can see a large rally across the market. Some of the larger gains being Axis, GMT, FTM. So we can look at some of them. I'm not sure what this GMT is. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance, looks like the altcoins are going to catch a little bit of a bid. This could mean consolidation for Bitcoin to the sideways. Maybe we should go down to the daily. Well, let's start at the weekly, as we had a weekly close, right? Let's pull up the Heikin-Ashi candles. Very green. And these are just average candlesticks. You can see they start every time halfway before the previous candle. So it just cleans up some of the noise. But this is a very powerful trend. I don't think we've seen a strong trend like this. There were two candles. There were four candles here, but not that powerful. Four candles, but very small candle bodies. So the weekly looks very powerful on the Heikin-Ashi. Let's just look at the indicators. So the RSI is not oversold at all on the weekly. It's like halfway. I mean, we've been in these areas below here for quite a long time, right? I mean, we had bullish divergences everywhere. You see the MACD was going higher, yet the price was going down. The OBV was going higher, yet the price was going down. The RSI was going up, yet the price was going down. So very, very strong divergences. As the momentum was going up, yet the price was still going down. So, I mean, this is no surprise at all that we popped off like this. We've been talking about these divergences on these charts for quite a long time on this channel. We've met the target on the weekly. I mean, obviously there will be no divergences yet. The weekly still has lots and lots of upside to go. On the daily, though, we do have bearish divergences on the MACD. No, nothing on the OBV. We do have but bearish divergences on the RSI. So it's starting to look toppy up here. And if we go to the shorter time frames, we'll even see larger divergences, right? You can just see these moving averages on the MACD going lower, prices going higher. Same as the histogram. Histogram's going lower, price is going higher, RSI as well. So lots of divergences. This is where the shorters will start to get into their positions, but it doesn't mean it can't go higher. These RSI and the MACD can get a lot lower, right? And there's no divergences on the OBV yet. I mean, we can literally chase if they really want to screw the bears, they can just go for their stop losses that will be above this 25,000 level. Because you know that the traders all have their stop losses right at this area. So you might just see the market come and literally just take these guys out and then dump. Get a lot of liquidity there and then dump the market down. Do I have Ethereum up here? Yes, we do. Just close that. ETH. We still have this major W that has not broken out yet. I'll just draw that in for you. See this massive W? We haven't broken out of that, whereas Bitcoin already has. But I mean, Ethereum has been very powerful. It never lost its low since June, but it is deflationary. We almost hit this target that we had from the smaller W here at 1707. We'll just leave that up there, but this could mean that the ETH BTC chart might have a little bit more outperformance. No divergences, right? I mean, yeah, so we might just see Ethereum outperform BTC a little bit in the next few days, and this will coincide with the dominance going down a little bit. So we've talked about the 2-year yield. This shows, and I'm going to show you what the expected I'm looking at the chat every now and then, but I'll read all of your messages as soon as I get through everything. This follows the US interest rates, right? When this tops out, the interest rate, which is the orange line, tends to follow, right? We top out early on the 2-year, and then the rate hikes stop. This was in 2018 to 2019, right? And then the 2-year comes down, and we see the interest rates come down as well. So this is like a leading indicator, and more people are talking about it, but we have been talking about this quite a few times on this channel as well. So we go a little bit further. We have this was 2006. We had the interest rate stop out at 5.2%, and then later, a few weeks later, they stop hiring the rates, keep it stable for a year or 6 months, and then it goes down. And you can just see how the 2-year yield leads, the 2-year bond yield leads this indicator. So with that being said, we can see that the CME, the market is expecting almost 100%, a 25% basis point by the end of this month. That will be the 1st of February. We have a Fed announcement, and the market is pricing in this 25 basis point rate hike, right? So this is the first stage of the pivot, right? When they start reducing the amounts that they hike by, and then the second phase is obviously stopping and keeping it stable at the current rate, which would be at 4.75 by then. And when do we expect them to stop rate hiking? So one more rate hike, 25 basis point in March, and then by May, keeping it at that level. So this, the 3rd of May would be phase 2 of the pivot, and then phase 3 is when they finally start lowering the interest rate, right? That we would expect to be in September, I think. It seems like November. December. So the market is thinking that they're going to be keeping the interest rates high, but this has changed. So it's not loading for some reason. It's still staying at the 3rd of May for some reason. I said loading up here for some reason. That is very weird. It's like they don't want to give us. Oh, here we go. There we go. So by November, December. Okay, seems by December it is probably confirmed that we are going to see the phase 3. So it looks like they want to keep the interest rates high this whole year. And then when the pivot happens, we can expect the market dump to happen, right? So there's a lot of time, and we can see it reflected in the BTC chart, for us to create like a little bubble, right? We saw the same bubble back in 2018, right? We had this accumulation, this blow off top all the way to 14K, and then they pivoted into the virus, and that dumped us all the way down to our double bottom. So lots of people thought that we were going to see a 2015 cycle this year, this cycle, but it seems like we are coming closer to that, to the same, or the same narrative this year, or this cycle that we had last time. So yeah, we've looked at Ethereum. We can quickly look at the ES1. This is the S&P, your God market. So we're still battling this downtrend, which has become quite a meme by now. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's not much to say here, right? This is the weekly chart. We're still rejecting. We'll see what happens on this week. Yeah. If you guys hear snoring, it's my Boston Terrier on lying right next to me. But I have no noise cancellation out, so you might not hear it. Okay. So we've looked at all of those. I see there are some suggestions coming in. Do use the chat box to get some more coins that you want me to take a look at. Let's cover the Hex ecosystem coins. Some of them are catching a bid right now. This is the daily chart. Let's go down to the weekly. Let's do the macro analysis. I mean, OBV, strong bullish divergences. We can see OBV on balance volume. So volume going up, yet the price is going down. I'll just remove the money flow and put on the MACD. Divergences on the RSI as well. RSI going higher, price is going lower. And obviously we can just see by the trend lines that this is going higher, price is going lower. So strong divergences across the board. I mean, we saw the same thing happen on Bitcoin, right? But these can take a little bit of time to play out, as we've seen on Bitcoin. Bitcoin started having divergences off in June, right? So this can take a few months to play out, but you know how powerful it is going to be. Not many altcoins have all of these divergences on the charts, and especially on balance volume, the volume, right? And the volume is simply just, you can add, probably everybody has seen the volume indicator on everybody's chart, right? I'll just keep on moving it down to the, there we go. So this is just the sum of these, or adding and subtracting the green and the red bars to get a moving average, right? Not really a moving average, just a mathematical line of these two, if that makes sense, right? So it's there's still more buying volume than selling volume in this market. So very powerful on the daily. Let's pull up the Ishimoku clouds. Oh, I saw the Ishimoku cloud comment there, so I'm a bit confused. This is the Icon candles, the average candles. Right, we've got some green candles. I expect this candle to continue being green. Now we do have one more dumper in the chart. Let's just see if I can quickly find his wallet. This is this wallet here. So this is the guy that's been dumping. I wonder if I can quickly find this for you guys. He does seem to have one more liquidity pool of Hex. Now I need to make sure if that still exists. Yeah, okay, here we go. So this is his account here, F63. He has 6 million Hex left here. We can see on his ERC20, he's just been dumping. You can see out Hex, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million. But you can see, and in his holdings, he does, you can see his ERC720 tokens, he has this. This is a Uniswap version 3 position. So he minted this 5 days ago. If we click on the view NFT, and we click on the transaction hash, we can see that he added 40 million or 38 million X and 0 USDC. So this is a sell order. But I'm not sure if it's still existing. Let's view it on OpenSea. No events have occurred yet. Minted. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's still active. It's between 2.7 cents and all the way to 10 cents. So this is a massive order. I wonder, it's obviously going to leave it there, because why would you set such a massive range if you're just going to sell it after 5 days, right? So he's got this all the way from 2.7 to 10 cents. So it seems like he's going to be sitting on this sell order. Okay, so that is good to see. Hopefully it doesn't pull it and rage quit it. Okay, so let's get to the X ecosystem again. Daily, just go back to the normal candles. I mean, no divergences yet. Obviously, we've been chopping here and lots of selling has been happening and showing a lot of strength. OBV, prices going lower. So this is actually hidden bullish divergence. This is very rare to see. Let's put up the line chart. Price is going higher, right? Yet the indicator is going lower. So in effect, the indicator is resetting, yet the price is still going higher. So it's literally creating more room to the upside. So this is very powerful. So I think definitely a little bit more upside. And if we go to there, it's still divergence is bullish. So that's really good to see. MACD, did we have a little bit of divergences there? It went higher. No, that was fine. So no bearish divergences to speak of yet on the Hex daily chart. So the Hex daily chart is bullish, the weekly incredibly bullish, lots of upside. So yeah, that's very, very positive. And with the overall market, yeah, very optimistic. Let's see, Iosa has finally broken out to, ooh, that's very nice. So we've broken out of this range, out of this consolidation. This is a massive W, right? We said that you should not be interested up here, but in fact down here if you want to get a deal, but that didn't mean that it couldn't go higher. The RSI is not oversold yet. So the MACD is going to be creating some bearish divergences here. The RSI, not really. It's fine, it's breaking out as well. Let's look at the on-balance volume. So yeah, this looks fine. Everything's going higher. Confluence with the price action. Only this divergence is on the MACD, but there's still a lot of room for this to come up and cancel this divergence in the next up move. I mean, this is a valid W, right? You can see then the consolidation and now the breakout. So technically, it does give you a measured move. You can see Iosa going all the way up to 92 cents from here. Very powerful. So that's good to see. We can actually look at Iosa versus, I should probably get to the chat and see what you guys are saying. UFO to go, what's up? First, great to see you first time this year. And not been very consistent, but we'll sort that out. Brigadier, welcome, bro. I think you're a South African. Pearl, hi all. What's up? I'm not gonna try and say that name. Ocurantis Zas Sibli. What's up, dude? Byret's, oh, this just turned in. Is it launching soon? It seems like it. If we go by what the ladies are telling us. GMT is some walk to earn setup, really? I mean, wow. There's been these Ponzi schemes going around, right? Oh, yeah, it was that Steppen. Was this actually the Ponzi that, because the payout was apparently quite massive. Yeah, okay, so it's called Steppen, breaking out aggressively. Oh, okay, yeah. Ishimoku Cloud, Hans, any signs there? You probably know a lot more than me. I've said that I would take a look at it, right? Ichi. There we go. You tell me, bro. We're above the cloud, right? It's turned bullish. This will probably act as support if we come down here, right? So support is at 28. This looks like a bullish moving average, and we're right at it. The green, the blue is above the red, whereas when we were going down, the red was above the green. So you can probably tell us a little bit more, UFO to go, if this is bullish or not. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. I mean, we're not even above it at this point. We're just testing the highs. We did break above it back here, and it's still spread wide open. I mean, I do really see us going all the way to 25k to take out these stops, right? At this point, I won't be getting... We do have these divergences on the RSI and MACD, so just be a little bit cautious. I know we're not leverage traders. We're pretty much just hodlers, many of us. So it won't really affect us that much. It's just good entertainment, right? Oh yeah, let's look at Hex versus Iosa. This is if this does break out. No divergences, nothing bearish yet. Ooh, OBV might be a little bit bearish if we get rejected here. That would mean X showing a lot of strength, right? But this is a beautiful, like, um, Adam and Steve, and Adam and Eve. What is that bottoming signal called? But technically a double bottom. You have your bottom and a higher low down there. So if we do finally break above this level of 28 hex per Iosa, then you could see Iosa outperforming hex, and this will coincide with Iosa going to 90 cents, say back to its parity. This can take you all the way to 41 hex per Iosa. So that doesn't mean hex needs to go down. Both of them can go up, but you would probably see an outperformance from Iosa. Let's look at the indicators. No divergences there, no bearish divergences there. A little bit of bearish divergence on the OBV, which can be quite powerful if we do not break above this 28 level. We need to make a higher high here. Otherwise, this divergence will be in play. Yeah, so Iosa looks quite good. Let's check out what Hedron is doing. Wow, very, very strong bullish divergences down here. Price going lower. You can even put on the line chart. Strong divergences, right? Price going higher. RSI, nothing quite there. The MACD not much as well. So lots of selling happening actually, yet the price is holding up very, very strongly. I'd like to see a little bit more consolidation, then we would have this nice little W over here. Then we finally break out. So a little bit more structure I would like to see. The RSI is quite high at 50. But I mean quite a lot more upside, right? Nothing to scoff at. Let's look at it on the weekly. Not really oversold on the weekly yet. No divergences. No divergences. No divergences as the price is going higher and all of the indicators are going higher. I mean, we've pretty much come back and done the Wyckoff check. The Wyckoff check is when you come back to retest the breakout level. See this large W down here. Boom, 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 boom. Breakout. Now we've come back to retest it. We're actually holding support on it. Let's see how deep we came. Yeah, we almost came all the way to the 88.6 level. So this is a good reset. Very good reset. Okay, let's look at Hex versus Hedron. So Hex is overvalued up here versus Hedron. Let's put up the line chart and see if we have divergences. A little bit of a bearish divergence here, right? Price indicator going higher, yet price is going lower. RSI very low. I mean, it's got lots of upside, lots of, I would say, lots of strength for Hex versus Hedron. That could just mean Hex overperforming Hedron, and Hedron just doesn't mean Hedron needs to go down. It can stay sideways or not as powerful as Hex. But definitely on the weekly, a lot more upside. the MACD turning around. I mean, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Oh, let's look at X versus BTC quickly. We have now come back, or we haven't yet touched this. Just do it like that. We had this W down here. Now the market wants to come back to these areas. This is called the Wyckoff check. I talk a lot about it on this channel, right? And we're so close, right? But obviously this is BTC outperforming Hex, right? Let's just remove everything and start over. But this generally happens, and you can see this on the dominance as well, as the altcoins tend to hold their USD value, but they lose value against the rallying God market, which is Bitcoin, right? So they lose their value versus BTC. But they hold on to the USD value and sometimes increase in value in USDC. Okay, let's see what you guys were saying. Could you please look at Waves? Yeah, let's look at Waves for you. Waves is a layer 1. It's been around for a very long time. But so this is versus BTC. I mean, we've come down all the way. Have we made new lows? It's not the greatest when these coins make new lows. So no, we haven't created new lows. I mean, still a lot of volume. We can just see the OBV on balance volume increasing. This is the weekly chart, right? This is where you want to be looking at these things, not in the daily or shorter time frames. Bullish divergences on the OBV, nothing on the RSI. We do have divergences on MACD. If you are a granny style investor, this is the areas where you are interested, but you need to wait for, you can see this low that's been created here. Then you create a high. This is the top of your W, and then you pull back again. And when you finally break out of this level, you have your breakout, right? So we are kind of right in this area right here. There's still a lot of accumulation that can happen in this coin. What you would tend to do is you would wait for a blow off top like this, and then you would pull up your Fibonacci extension tool, and then you would wait for it to get back into the reload zone. Now the reload zone is the area between the 61 and the 78.6 level on the Fibonacci, and we can see how we came beautifully into it and then broke out, right? But you need to learn to manage your risk, never putting more than 5% in any which coin. Like I put as little as a 0.5% in a coin, laddering my positions down, and then selling half on a double. Or you can use the chaos levels. It's just, so that's your accumulation. Now the distribution, the selling part, I'm not your financial advisor. This is simply what I do, right? Your chaos levels are your extension levels, the 4.669, the 2.618, and the 8.77. You can take off 10% at these levels and then wait for the buy cycle top on BTC to sell everything. So you would have sold 10% here, another 10% here, and it never got there, but this coin has had a few cycles, so you won't expect it to perform that well, really. Yeah. Oh, it actually did. So we would have taken another 10%, and the 1688 is actually another level, and I don't know why it's not. There's the 1688. It didn't get there, but when you got your pi cycle top, you would have exited all of the altcoins. We've talked about the pi cycle top. So you're pretty much in this basing area, right? Will look something like this, back to the 61.8, and this is your signal to pull up your Fibonacci tool. It'll look something like that, and there we go into the bull market in 2024. But if you want to get some of it now, a very small position, and start nibbling on this, you would need to wait for the 61.8, right? We should probably go on the daily. We'll never chase the market. That's pretty much the moral of the story. Wait for it to come back to you. Now, it did wick into the 61.8. You can see here that it wicked right into this area, and you should have had a buy order there. And 0.5% of your portfolio would have been in waves versus BTC. And there's still time for to sell off on a double, so you can accumulate a nice bag while we fluctuate in these areas. But then when you do have a large weekly W, these wide weekly Ws that we had back here, that we just talked about, then you can do your chaos levels and then sell 10% as these higher levels start to get hit later into the bull market. So that was a lot. I hope it's not too complicated. There you go. But this can be carried over to, and this isn't trading. This is more like a penny stock trader. You're sitting on these positions between 3 to 5 years, right? You're not trading. You're simply just sitting it is a swing trader strategy, a medium-term investment strategy. So yeah. You're not constantly watching the charts. You're simply entering your positions and you're setting your sell orders and you're leaving the market. Hans, what stable would you recommend to buy in Pulse USDC, USD, DAG X, preferred not X? What stable would you recommend to buy in on Pulse? When Pulsechain launches the stablecoin, the most popular one would probably be Liquid Loans as stablecoin, or if Fiat has one, which is probably going to be that. But until now, I won't hold USDC to get a copy, but because we've seen what happens to the stablecoins once the chains fork, right? They pretty much dump to zero as quickly as possible as everybody tries to get something of value. But if you want to hold a stable coin right now, diversification would be probably the best suggestion, because they have inherent third-party risk. So an equal amount of USDT, or that would be Tether, USDC, DAI, and some of the smaller ones, smaller percentages as you go down the market cap. That's pretty much the only thing you can do. Hans, can you see Pulsechain launching late 2023, or do you see it launching more earlier in 2023? I think the best timing would probably be, I mean, if the bottom is already in, which I'm leaning to the side of, if we get the dollar index to break down further. I mean, the best place would probably to wait for the pivot to happen when they start reducing the interest rates, because the market generally dumps into those areas. So if you can get rid of those sellers, but apparently he's not timing the market. So I really wanted to release this year, but the bear market or the accumulation phase is still well underway. So we can all of 2023 and 2024 is accumulation, and then you only have your blow off top and your massive rallies happen in 2025. Hey Hans, check out Crypto Sloth's relationship. I actually watched it today while I was working out. I'm halfway through it, or a little bit more than halfway through it. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out, finish it. Used with Access Alive, and they are such a bonus to the X community. Yeah, I really like Access Alive. Me and him, he's asked me for a live stream before, but that's just before I went on vacation. So yeah, I'll definitely like to do a live stream with him. And I found a cool streaming software that you don't have to pay for to add guests. So my top tip to you, thanks for the great content. It's my pleasure, Mr. D. Thanks, Hans. That was a very good review of Waves. I'm glad you liked it. We can quickly look at Waves versus USDC. But remember, I don't like to trade versus USDC doing the granny style of investment because I want to make more Bitcoin, right? While Bitcoin is going up. We can see we've looked at these. Now your Wyckoff check is the breakout of the W, right? The market tends to want to come back to these areas. You can see the massive basing, the massive W. This is a massive weekly W, right? That is your Wyckoff check. And we can see market dipped below it, now above it a little bit. This is oversold. You need to once again wait for it to get back to the 61.8, the reload zone. And consequently, it's exactly where the Wyckoff check is at. No bearish, no bullish divergences there. No bullish divergences on the RSI, but we do have bullish divergences on the MACD. There was something else. Oh yeah, the chaos levels. Let's see how it performed. Yeah, all the way to the 1688. I mean, so you would have sold 10% at 4.669, 10% at 8.77, and then another 10% at 1688. And then when the Pi cycle top finally came in on Bitcoin, let me just show you guys the Pi cycle. I'm sure all of you have heard about it before. It's an indicator, and you can just go to indications, Pi cycle top indicator. See, there's the Pi cycle top. Now you would have caught most of it, and that's just the important part. Take your profits up here, right? This was the actual top. These leveraged up exchanges like FTX, Earn, all of those scammers, the third parties, pretty much pumped this up with fake money, right? And we could have seen this because you had these massive divergences, right, on the chart. So nothing on the OBV, but the MACD had massive bearish divergences on the weekly as well. So that was actually our true top. And this is actually where Richard Hart called it as well. You can see these massive divergences, right? Moving averages going down, price going down, or MACD going down, excuse me. Okay, this is, yeah, do it with Axis, yeah. My analysis and his analysis is quite the same. So yeah, there you have your, you can see the Pi cycle top, called it every time. And again up here, a little bit late, but it's better than selling down here or even down here. Okay. With that being said, I think we've covered pretty much everything. We're just close to an hour. Do subscribe so you can have your name up there. It's not much, but either way, if you enjoy this kind of content, and please like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now, and bye-bye.